It hosted the Olympic Games back in 1996, but it's nothing but baseball now at Turner Field in Atlanta, as MLB The Show welcomes you to this edition of Major League Baseball. Tonight we wrap up this short two-game series, as it'll be the Florida Marlins taking on the Atlanta Braves. Hello again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian here to take you through this one. With me, as always, are former big leaguers Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler. And Soup, you've been at this for a long time now. What catches your eye when we look at a matchup like this?
Well, Chipper Jones is obviously one guy in this ballgame that pitchers are going to have to contend with. He's had to play through some injuries the past couple of years, but he's still the unquestioned heart and soul of this lineup.
All right, Dave and Hud will join us shortly, but let's get to our new era Caps starting lineup as the visiting Florida Marlins align like this. Leading things off is Cameron Maybin. He'll be out in center field. Jose Castillo, who bats second, he's at third. Hanley Ramirez, the shortstop, is in the third spot in the lineup. Following him in the cleanup hole, Dan Ugla over at second base. Cody Ross will bat fifth and play left field. Jeremy Hermida follows him out in right. Josh Willingham is at first base and in the number 7 hole. Cortez will be behind the plate and hit 8th. Scott Olson will be on the mound for the Marlins and bat number 9. Mike Hampton will get the ball to face them. Here's a guy that's got enough stuff to get by, but a key is going to be how well he mixes his pitches, and more importantly, his pitch speeds. Once guys lock on, things can get ugly out there. A look at the Braves alignment behind him, led nowadays by a first-time Gold Glove Award winner, Jeff Francoeur, in right field. Into the box is the leadoff hitter, Cameron Maybin, and we are ready for baseball. First pitch of the ball game here is taken for a called strike one.
Good late break there. Good pitch to get ahead on.
Sets the target low here, and it misses 1-1. Teixeira steps on first himself to record the out.
That's as easy as it gets right there. A simple ground ball to the first baseman to handle himself, and that keeps the leadoff man off base to begin the game.
Jose Castillo will stand in for the first time here. And he takes ball one.
And this guy's coming in off a hat trick in yesterday's game, so he'd like to turn things around here.
And he gets some pretty good wood on it here as this is lifted to fairly deep left. Thorman is under this one. 2 gone.
Well, Matty, 2 up, 2 down. He's looking for a 1-2-3 first inning.
Hanley Ramirez will get his first shot at it here. In there for strike 1, 0-1.
And this guy wore the collar yesterday, an 0-for-4 game.
And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. And the low 80s slider is in there, and he's in control 1-2.
Using pretty much his whole arsenal here in this at-bat. That's called being resourceful.
Pitch on the way. Oh, and he gets around on the curveball as this is hit high and deep out to left. Thorman will have room, though, as he makes the catch and the side is retired. So a rather pedestrian start to the top half of the first. And now the Braves will get their initial shot here. No score. And now the starting lineup for the host Braves looks like this. Omar Infante leads things off and plays second base. Then comes the all-star catcher Brian McCann. After that, it's a great switch hitter Chipper Jones. Mark Teixeira is in the cleanup spot at first base. Following him is Mark Kotze. He'll be in center field. Martin Prado bats sixth and plays short. Behind him, Jeff Francoeur out in right. Scott Thorman hits eighth in left. Mike Hampton will bat number 9, and as you've seen, he is on the mound. They'll be opposed by the young left-hander Scott Olson. There aren't too many out there that have 68 big league starts under their belt before their 24th birthday, but Olson is one of them. And even though the numbers weren't all that extraordinary last year, these guys think he has the makeup to be a big winner at this level. And in the field, Louisville Slugger shows us that the Marlins will align themselves like this. Omar Infante will step in now to lead things off in the home half of the first. And a fastball taken the other way, but this should be routine out there in right field. And it was sinking on him a bit, but he's able to run it down anyway for the first out. So one away now for Brian McCann. Now a ball hit pretty well to the left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. And he lays off for ball 1.
And he'll sling that thing across the strike zone, but he can't nip the corner.
1 out, nobody on. Fastball close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
Got to look to try and slap that thing the other way.
A 2-1 offering. Swinging a ball hit well to the right side, but this will get into the crowd. Reaches for one and slaps it down the line at third. On to first, and McCann is retired here for route number 2. So now 2 gone here in the inning for Chipper Jones. And he lays off there, 1-0.
He'll make you bring that fastball up a bit before he takes a whack at it.
Line to the right side. But this lands foul. It's a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Taken that time by Chipper as the count draws even at 2-2. Now a swing and a hard hit ball back through the box. And this will get on by Ramirez for a base hit. So a runner at first with 2 away. And here's the dangerous Mark Teixeira. First offering on the way. At the knees, strike 1.
And this guy's coming in off a 2-strikeout performance in yesterday's ball game, so he's not seeing the ball very well. Late on the fastball there as this one skied out towards straightaway right.
And Hermida will camp under this one as he puts it away to retire the side. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, one man left on. We'll move to the second now at Turner Field with no score. Dan Ugla leads things off now in the top half of the second. Swing and a miss, strike one.
He's taking some chances with that fastball up in the zone. He won't get away with that all night.
And a fastball taken the other way, but this should be routine out there in right field. Under it is Francoeur, and he's got it for the first out. Cody Ross steps in now. First pitch coming. And that one swung on and missed 0-1.
Got to be careful here, though. Don't give him another fastball right down the gut.
At the knees, ruled a ball. It's 1-1 now.
Boy, I think that umpire just flat missed this one. This should be strike two.
Fastball, close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
Yeah, trying to take back control of that inside part of the plate. That's where you want to be.
Well, they got him to lunge at one there as this is popped high in the air over toward the left side of the infield. And this is taken in for the second out. Jeremy Hermida will dig in here. Here's the first offering. And over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. Foul toward the third base dugout, but this will get back into the seats, out of play. And a slider swung on and missed, and the side is retired. So nothing happening this time around. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2, and we are tied 0-0. Mark Kotzek will start things off in the bottom of the second. Now a swing and a sharp ground ball towards the hole. And that's past the diving infielder for a base hit. Martin Prado will get his first opportunity now. Now here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Grounded to third. This could be 2. What a stop. Throw gets him at first, and I'll tell you what, they don't come much better than what you saw right there. So a runner on second with one down now, and making his way in is the right fielder, Jeff Francoeur. Ball 1.
And he's driven in 17 stakes this month alone, so he's got a good chance to increase that total here.
And he goes after a fastball, but pops it up back behind second base. Ramirez takes charge out there, and he stays with it for the second out. Scott Thorman will be the batter. Now the first pitch. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Looked like the slider there. A ball and a strike. Called strike in a dangerous location there, 1-2.
Just not going to give him anything good here.
Bottom of the second here with no score. And over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. Good plate discipline to lay off the slider that time, and he draws even at 2-2. And he takes ball 3, so it's a full count now. From the belt, kicks and deals. And he'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. Fooled him a bit as this is hit high in the air towards right center and shallow. Ugla is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll go now to the top of the third. And we are tied 0-0. Josh Willingham ready to go here as we begin the third. First pitch is a slider called for a strike.
And it looks like he's got a good feel for that pitch early on.
Outside for a ball, 1-1. Sliced down the line at first.
Took them a little bit, but here in the third, they found their way into the hit column. Now, let's see if they can string something together.
Cortez will stand in, looking to extend his modest 6-game hitting streak. Now a bullet foul as the third base coach had to give it the old Olay that time. And here's a sinker that causes him to back away as that just about got him.
Yeah, and with all the armor these guys wear nowadays, pitchers have to be able to back guys off when they lean in too far.
Right down the chute that time, 1-2. Fouled back. And a swing and a bouncing ball back up the middle. Bare-handed for 1. On to Teixeira and 2 quick outs.
And so much for that first hit of the ball game as he gets sent packing here on a well-turned double play.
Scott Olson will be the batter. First pitch on the way. And now this is served out to left off the end of the bat. Leaps and makes a terrific catch. And with that, the side is retired. So no runs on one base hit, no errors, and no one left on. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. And we are tied 0-0. Mike Hampton makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. And he lays off a fastball. Looked good, but it's 1-0.
And he's no pushover at the plate. He can swing the bat.
And he falls behind now, 2-0.
And don't think Hampton's a pushover up there. This guy hit 7 homers one year as a pitcher.
And a 2-0 fastball runs away, 3-0 now.
This is a terrible time to lose your command. That's the pitcher up there.
And this is fouled straight back. Swing and a ball hit to the left side, and this is going to wind up a souvenir. Grounded, foul. Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. Omar Infante will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. Swing and a bouncing ball toward the hole. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close.
And these two starters are matching each other stride for stride here in the early going. And out away here from a 1-2-3 bottom of the 3rd.
Brian McCann will stand in. He grounded out his first time. And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Time to turn it loose now.
Now a ball hit hard towards the hole. A flip to the pitcher covering as that will retire the side. So they breeze through this half of the inning. 3 innings complete, and we are tied 0-0. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in the center fielder, Cameron Maybin. Changeup too low, and it's 1-0.
And this is one of the few times so far tonight he hasn't started a guy out with strike 1.
And that misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And here's a case where you can just sit on fastball. If you don't get one, just take it.
And a 2-0 fastball runs away, 3-0 now.
And one thing you don't want to do to start an inning is walk the leadoff guy on 4 straight.
taking hold away that time. It's 3-1.
And this guy might not strike fear into anyone's heart, but be careful here, 3-1.
Swinging the ball pretty well hit out towards left center. And he will make the nice running catch out there as he had to travel a long distance to rein that one in. Jose Castillo will try it again. He flew out his first time. First pitch is a sinker, too low, 1-0.
And that's a tough pitch to lay off, bearing down like that.
And this one's too far inside, ball 2. Swing and a miss on the heater, and it's 2-1.
That's a good swing. Got yourself into a hitter's count. You want to take a big rip, air it out, see what happens.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Called strike that time, and it's even at 2-2.
And Matt, don't be surprised if they go back to the changeup again with 2 strikes.
Just did get a piece of that one, so he stays alive here. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Out in front here as this is pulled down the third base line. And no chance on the throw, so a great effort, but that'll be scored a base hit.
Checking out the replay, part 1 of this play was a thing to behold. But then he forces the throw and it winds up costing him.
So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and at the plate is the young shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. And this is taken outside for ball 1.
Not a bad spot to miss. You'd love to get him to reach for something.
And Castillo's running. Now here's a swing and a ball hit well out there toward right center. And this is going to find the alley. Extra bases here for Ramirez. Dan Ugla will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. Both runners are breaking. Pitch misses low. The throw down. Not in time as he just sneaks in there, and it's a double steal.
Both guys in motion, and now not only are the 2 guys in scoring position, but they keep themselves out of a possible double play.
And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1.
And this is certainly a key at bat here in the early going.
And he takes a called strike 2.
Boy, stretching that strike zone a little. That's what experience can buy you.
And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2. Cody Ross will dig in. He popped out his first time. Changeup too low, and it's 1-0.
And even though it's still just the 4th inning, this could be a big at bat in this ball game.
And he gets under this one and in fact breaks his bat as this one's popped up. Teixeira is there and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Chipper Jones will lead things off when we come back. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go, and we are tied 0-0. Chipper Jones will lead things off here in the home half of the 4th. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. And the pitch. Ball 1. And that misses. 2-1. Chipper swings and hits a ground ball to second. Uggla's throw is right there for the first out.
And he's really taking command here in the early stages. That's 7 in a row he's set down.
Mark Teixeira will try it again. He flew out his first time. Now the first pitch. And that misses. Ball 1. And this one's a bit higher as that's in there at the knees for the first strike.
He had him out in front, but he couldn't pull the trigger.
Both teams with just 2 hits apiece thus far. And that fastball's too much for him there. 1-2. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. Hit hard. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Yeah, trying to get him to chase out there, but that ball had too much tail on it.
And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2.
Oh, and these two guys are locked in a battle now.
And a little battle brewing here as he fights off the 2-strike pitch and chops it foul. And good opposite field power here as this fastball is taken high and deep to right. Hermida is back in plenty of time to put this away, however, and there are 2 gone. Markatze will stand in. A base hit his first time around. Here's the first offering. And this pitch is swung on and hit routinely on the ground to second. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Nothing across here this half of the inning. We played 4 full, and we are tied 0-0. Jeremy Hermida will make his way towards the box to lead off the 5th. And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. And he watches a called strike as this one bears in on him. 1-1.
Good job of locking on location as he finds the zone with that one.
Hermida awaits the 1-1. Swinging a hard hit ball back up the middle. And that'll get through into center field for a base hit.
Well, certainly a pitcher's duel to this point. Just the third hit he's surrendered so far, and in a scoreless game, he'll look to keep him right where he is.
Josh Willingham will step in now. And that's in there for strike one. Throw over to the bag, and he just does get his hand back in time. Late swing as this is laced down the line, but this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. He's ready. Now the pitch. Good waste pitch, 1-2.
Oh, and how disciplined do you have to be to lay off that pitch on 0-2?
Ball two.
And they obviously think he'll chase a fastball with 2 strikes because they keep going to it.
Fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Cortez digs in at the plate. And here's the first pitch. And this is hit on the ground down the line to third. This gets foul. It's 0-1. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. And here is strike 3 called on the fastball. Looked to be about eye level, but it's out number 2 instead. Scott Olson steps in now. In there, and it's 0-1. One strike pitch is a fastball high, and that evens things at 1. Look into McCann, the 1-1. And he bunched him up a bit as this is lined softly over first. And this will be put away easily for the out. So 5 shutout innings for him thus far. Last half of the 5th coming up, and we still have no score. Martin Prado will stand in to lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. Grounded, foul. Now the pitch. And here's a pitch high and tight for a ball, 1-1.
And a good pitcher can't be afraid to run that fastball up and in like that.
Tries to change up on him there, but it's a ball, 2-1. And that one finds the target on the outside corner, 2-2.
Now at 2-2, you don't need a strikeout. Just make sure as a pitcher that he hits your pitch.
And he checked his swing, but it's a strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the inning. Jeff Francoeur will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. And that misses inside, 1-0.
Trying to lock him up there with a fastball. That's a good spot to miss.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. And that's in there for his strike, 1-1.
Working the inside corner with the fastball. Let's see if they stay right there.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. He'll try again, 1-2. Lays off, 2-2 now.
And with 2 strikes, that's a tempting pitch not to chase.
And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3.
Well, he's determined to get him to chase that slider sooner or later.
And a tough pitch on 2 strikes as he's able to foul it off.
Foul ball.
The 3-2 one more time. To the right side, but foul, and he'll try it again. And this is sliced foul into the stands in right, out of play. Fouled straight back. And this is hit hard on the ground toward short. Throw to first, and Francoeur is retired for the second out. Scott Thorman will try it again. He flew out his first time. And a fastball close, but ultimately ruled a ball, 1-0.
And they'd love for the number 8 hitter to get on here so they wouldn't have to have the pitcher lead off in the bottom of the 6th.
And that's right there, and we're even at 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And now here's a swing and a ground ball to third. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. 5 innings have been no problem as he's got the shutout working. We're through 5 here at the ballpark, and we still have no scores. And before the Marlins take their turn here in the 6th inning, let's take a moment to check their in-game box score through 5 innings. It's presented by Upper Deck. Cameron Maybin will stand in. He flew out his last time up. And that misses for ball 1.
And now as a pitcher, you just got to go out there and do what you can. Then wait for your ball club to get you some runs.
Ball 2 now.
Yeah, you're always looking to keep guys honest with fastballs on the inside part of the plate.
The 2-0. Now a ball lined to the right side. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard. Jose Castillo will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. And he'll throw over to first, and they got him. And they'll start him with a fastball that's low for ball 1.
Yeah, tough to elevate on a fastball down there. That's a good spot to miss.
The 1-0 pitch. And this is hit sharply on the ground toward the hole. Dive, but it's just past his outstretched glove for a base hit. Hanley Ramirez will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. First pitch coming. And he takes a pitch that's ruled a strike at the knees. Pretty liberal strike zone there. It's 0-1.
And when you've been around as long as he has, you'll get that call sometimes.
Lays off the sinker here, a ball and a strike. And this is low, ball 2. 2-1.
And he'll just keep pounding that sinker down in the zone.
The 2-1 pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. Just does stay alive as this is fouled back.
Foul ball.
Another 2-2 offering. And this ball is also hit foul and heading for the seats, so we'll have to do it again. Still 2-2. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats and left. And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. Dan Ugla will dig in. 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
Dan Ugla.
And that's dead center for strike 1.
And against a guy like this, you get that first pitch fastball, you better be hacking.
He's ready now. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and he's in control. 0-2.
Yeah, and in a scoreless game, you need base runners. You can't be going after pitches like that. Shake yourself.
Hit high but foul as that'll get in amongst the fans.
That ball's foul.
And that's a setup pitch right there. 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little early on his release point there.
He waits. Now the pitch. And this is high for a ball, so from 0-2, he's worked it back to 2-2 now.
And it's pretty clear they've decided to work him up in the zone here as they've gone up with the last 3 pitches.
Now a swing and a ball pulled down the line to third. And Chipper can't come up with it. Now the throw will be too late, so an E5 allows him to reach it first. Cody Ross will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away.
That ball's foul.
And this ball will be chopped foul. Two down, runners at first and second. Comes set, now the pitch. Fastball, look out! And oh boy, that looked like it got him right in the head. Jeremy Hermida will dig in, 1 for 2 thus far. And the third baseman will have a look at it, but this is back into the seats. From the belt, the pitch. Hard hit to third. High throw, and it's over his head. And a second run is across. Josh Willingham will try again. Struck out swinging his last time through. Starts him out with a curveball for a strike.
If you're going to try to get that guy to fish for a curveball down there, you better make sure you can keep it in front of you.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Trying to backdoor him, but it stays outside just a bit.
Now here's a ball hit high and deep out to left center field. And this is going to get down for Willingham. Should be extra bases. Now both runners are across.
Boy, things are starting to unravel for him out there on the mound. 2 more runs in. It's a 4-run inning, and he's out there looking at the baseball like it's his mortal enemy right now.
Manny Acosta will be the new pitcher. Cortez will stand in. Called out on strikes his last time. Comes set. Now the pitch. And looks like he got the call there on the pitch inside. It's 0-1.
And this is a big opportunity here for a young player to prove himself to his new ball club.
And now this kicks off the glove of McCann, and this will be scored as a passed ball. But it's way late, and he's in there. Here's the 1-1. Hit the target, but this is low, 2-1.
And maybe you work around this guy because with the shutout going, the pitcher on deck almost certainly will be hitting.
Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. And he misses ball 4. So he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
Well, this is something Bobby Cox just won't tolerate out of his relief corps. You have got to throw strikes when you come into the game.
Scott Olson will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. And that's on the outside corner for a strike.
And now you really need to go to damage control on the mound. Don't make this inning worse than it already is.
He's set, now the pitch. And this one is off the catcher's glove, and that might be a run. It is. Swung on and missed, 1-2 now.
And since they've already pushed across 5, I think these guys would hate to see this inning end.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now. And strike 3 there as they'll finally work out of the inning as the side is retired. So a very good outburst here as 5 runs come across and allow them to take the lead. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. The Marlins on top, 5-0. And before we get to the Braves half of the 6th, it's time once again to check out our in-game box score. And we'll see a pinch hitter come on here, and it looks to be Matt Diaz that'll get the call. Goes after the first one here and sends it on the ground for Ugla at second. High throw, but he manages to come down with it to get his man. Omar Infante will step in, a ground-out victim his last time. And this is on the ground to third. Throw gets him, 2 down. Brian McCann will stride in, grounded out his last time through. First pitch to him. And he misses inside with that one, ball 1.
And I've been pretty surprised at their inability to score so far. This is normally a potent offensive team.
Line hard to the left side. But this lands foul down there to make it 1-1. Swing, hot shot to the left side. And that'll get down for a 2-out single. Chipper Jones will step in, a ground-out victim his last time. Hit on the ground towards first. And he'll step on first for the out. The side is retired. And that's 6 shutout innings thus far as he's been very difficult to solve. We're through 6 full. The Marlins lead it 5-0. New pitcher coming on now. It's a submariner from down under. Seems fitting, the Australian-born Peter Moylan. Cameron Maben will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. And he gets ahead 0-1. Comes up empty on that one, and it's 0-2 now. Has to fight to stay alive as this is fouled off to the right. And this is swung on and bounced up the center of the diamond. Throw not nearly in time as he reaches it first.
Might have been a little surprised that he got something to hit 0-2. I know I was, but he was right on that fastball.
Jose Castillo will step in. Singled and came around to score his last time. from the stretch. Righty against righty as this is taken for a ball. It's 1-0. A runner at first with no outs here. Now a ball grounded to short. This could be two. A bare hand for one. On to Teixeira and two quick outs. Hanley Ramirez will dig in. Strikeout victim his last time. First offering on the way. Now a swing and a hard hit ball to short. Up with it now is Prado. Throw on to Teixeira to take care of him, and that ends the inning. Nothing doing for the Marlins as they're unable to add to their 5-0 lead. Mark Teixeira will stand in 0 for 2 thus far. Ball one.
And with the 4, 5, and 6 guys due up here in the 7th, this would appear to be one of their last good shots to get something started.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0.
Just got to find some way to get on base here.
And this pitch is popped straight up, right around the home plate area. And there's the first out.
And we've seen that pitch wind up a souvenir more times than we can count, but he challenges them with a fastball up in the zone and lives to tell the tale.
One away now for Mark Kotsay. And now he drops one down here, and he'll try to beat it out. Swing and a miss by Kotsay as he's behind in the count 0-2 now.
Not often you're late on the changeup. He's got to make up his mind quicker.
And Kotsay able to lay off that time, 1-2.
Looks like it had him fooled a bit, but it couldn't hit the target.
Here's the pitch. And a foul ball straight back. Now another pitch is hit foul and headed for the seats, so the count will stay put at 1-2. And this pitch is lined softly here to the right side, but this will land in foul territory. Still 1-2. And here's one that barely misses off the inside corner, 2-2.
And if they try and come back in with another fastball, I wouldn't be surprised if he's waiting on that baby.
Here it comes. And this is drifting foul back into the stands.
That ball's foul.
Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. 3-2 now.
And he'll just try and wait him out here.
Now a swing and a ball grounded to second. There to take it is Ugla. In time to first, and there are 2 away. Martin Prado will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Fastball in there for a called strike.
On the corner like he wanted, but I think that pitch needs to come down a bit more or it'll get hit.
And this one's nowhere close as the catcher can't even get a glove on it. It's ball 1. Swing and a hard hit ball towards the hole. And that'll get on through into right field for a base hit. Jeff Francoeur will stride in, grounded out his last time through. Here's the first offering. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0.
And remember, he's hitting 15 consecutive ball games, but he's hitless to this point so far.
2 out with the man at first. And he takes a called strike 1.
And I think the umps want to get out of here, too.
Hit hard down the right field line. But a foul ball, 1-2 now. Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2.
And the changeup low is one of the toughest pitches to lay off of. You just want to crush that thing.
And he misses this one inside, and that'll run things full 3-2.
The runner at first has got to make sure he's going to the plate before he breaks.
Popped him up. Over to the left, but playable over in foul ground. Cortez will put this one away, and the side is retired. 7 shutout innings for him thus far, as he's really been in control here. 8th inning coming up. The Marlins lead this one 5-0. Dan Ugla will get us going now in the top half of the 8th. Swung on and missed that time. It's 0-1. And this is fouled into the seats over from first. And this ball's hit pretty well, high and deep to straightaway left. Thorman is back, though, as he makes the catch on the track for the first out. Cody Ross will get another shot, hit by a pitch his last time. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. Swing and a ball lifted in the air toward the line and right. And he's able to track this one down on the run for out number 2. The young Marlins taking their act on the road, and they lead it here in the 8th inning as you get a look at our line score through the first 7. Jeremy Hermida will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. Now here's the first pitch. Too high, 1-0.
Yeah, and that's a good spot to try to get somebody to pop the ball up.
And he misses again, 2-0. Pitch is a fastball low, and it's 3-0 now.
And now on 3-0, we'll see if Freddie lets him swing away here.
3-0 pitch. And that's finally over for a strike. Holds off on the slider, and that's a good idea as it's ball 4.
I don't know what he's complaining about there. That was pretty clearly ball 4, but he obviously didn't think so. So that's a good time for the catcher to go out and calm his pitcher down.
Josh Willingham will get another shot now, 2 for 3 in the game. And this one runs up high, ball 1.
And this guy's double earlier in the ball game has been their only extra base hit so far.
Ran it in on him as this is bounced toward short. Throw on to Teixeira is going to be in time, and with it, the inning is over. So it's no runs, no base hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. Florida's out in front, 5-0. Scott Thorman will lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 8. Is on the outside corner for strike 1.
And he's been able to use that slider early in the count to get ahead.
Now the fastball here is swung on and grounded foul. Now the pitch. Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone.
Into the 8th inning of work now, and if it's possible, it looks like he's just getting better as he goes along.
Yunel Escobar will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 19,
Lays off 1-0.
Yeah, and when guys start missing up late in the ball game, it can sometimes be a warning flag.
The next pitch. Hit hard to the left side. And that's in there. Base hit. Omar Infante will try again. 0 for 3 thus far. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
And you don't want hitters to fall into that comfort zone up there, so a good idea to run the fastball in that time.
1-0 on the way. And he watches one split the middle here, 1-1.
And at the plate, he's just 1 for 7 in the series, so he's in a bit of a cold spell.
And he pulled up in time, but it's a called strike 2. On the ground to second base. This could be two. Ramirez. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Braves go down without a whimper here. They can't chip into that 5-0 deficit. Will Oman is on, and he'll take over on the mound. Cortez get us started as they look for a little insurance here in the top of the ninth. And we kick off the ninth inning with a swinging strike here, 0-1.
Still no home runs in the ball game on either side of the scorecard.
Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold, 0-2.
Well, he's hitless so far as he looks to push his hitting streak to 7 games.
Now here's the pitch. Inside, as he might be trying to set him up here, 1-2. Big swing there as it's hit pretty well out toward deep left field. And he makes the catch on the move as he's able to hang with this one for the first out. Scott Olson will get another shot. Struck out swinging his last time. Now here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, but he's right on here. 1 strike.
No sign of a pinch hitter here, so they'll apparently let him try and complete the shutout.
Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count, 0-2.
And when you got a pitcher 0-2, I think I'd try to make him chase something here.
1 out, nobody on. Here's a ground ball to first. And Teixeira steps on first himself to record the out. Cameron Maybin will try again. 2 for 4 in the ballgame. In there, 0-1.
And sometimes when you're a leadoff hitter, go ahead and take a pitch. Let your pitcher catch his breath for a second.
Fastball that time is nowhere close, and it's even at 1-1. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
Trying to work him down the zone. That's just where you need to keep that fastball.
2 out, nobody on. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Grounded, foul. This is swung on and popped up, crossing into foul territory now behind third. Jones is there, and the side is retired. Nothing doing here this half. 2, 3, and 4 set to kick off the bottom of the ninth. The Marlins lead it 5-0. Brian McCann will step in, a base hit in his last time. And the fastball here is hit on the ground, but foul. And this is swung on and bounced out to Ugla at second. High throw, but he manages to come down with it to get his man. Chipper Jones will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. 2 first pitch coming. In there at the letters 0-1.
And that strike zone's starting to expand a bit here in the late going.
And this is going to be fouled into the diamond level seats. And a waste pitch there, 1-2.
And now look around this place. I think these fans have just about given up hope in this one.
And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Here he comes again, 1-2. Now a ball hit back up the middle. A dive, but it's by him for a base hit.
Well, 6th hit of the game for him, but unfortunately it has not translated into any runs yet. Let's see if they can get something going here.
Mark Teixeira will try again. 0 for 3 thus far. And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
Getting ahead, always a key when you're facing a guy like this.
Runner at first, Chipper, now the pitch. 1-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. And this is hit to the right side, but it'll wind up foul down the line at first. Now the fastball here is swung on and grounded foul. Now a fastball that misses badly here, and it's back even to 2-2.
Yeah, pretty good zip, but it's easier for guys to lay off when it starts up like that.
Pause, now the pitch. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
And this is what you want against a guy that's tiring. Really grind out the at-bat.
Mark Kotsay will be next, barring a double play ball. Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And that'll get by into center field for a base hit. The throw to third. But too late, and he's safe at third. Justin Miller will come in and pitch now. Mark Kotsay will step in, a ground-out victim as last time. Good way to start it on the outside corner for strike 1.
And you wonder, sooner or later, when is the big hit gonna come?
And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-2.
And he'll think about inside outing that thing if it's over the plate a bit more.
Swing and a ground ball towards the hole. Ramirez. Throw on to first, and the ball game is over.
Well, this ball club showed me a lot tonight. They really put their nose to the grindstone and came away with a hard-fought victory on the road.
So the Marlins claim victory here. And Soup, let's check out our new era cap heads-up play of the game from this one.
Matt, this was a big one right here. Tight game at the time, and they were able to get 2 on this play to snuff out the rally, and that went a long ways towards getting them the victory.
Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond the call of duty here in this one. He's our upper deck player of the game.
Yeah, Matt, he couldn't quite make it out of the 9th inning, but still, 8 1/3 quality innings. You'll take that every time.
So that brings us to the conclusion of this one. For my colleagues Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler and all of us here at the show, this is Matt Vasgersian saying thanks for joining us here this evening. Once again, our final score, the Marlins win it 5-0. This has been a presentation of MLB 08 The Show. For more, log on to MLB08.com. Good night, everybody.